Welcome to Referral Roadmap. If you're ready to stop chasing clients and start attracting them through meaningful connections, you're in the right place. This is where we turn relationships into revenue, generosity into growth. Each week, we're going to explore strategies, stories, and my favorite, step-by-step actions that help you build a business fueled by referrals and relationships. Your next breakthrough starts right here. So let's go hit the road together. Don't quit because it's quiet. When your leads slow down, the market slows down, and you think, oh, my business is over. Don't stop. Don't quit. Today, we're going to talk about when the market or leads or anything gets quiet. What do you do to continue to achieve? Jada, we don't want people to stop. We want people to keep going no matter what's going on. Go into a little bit more detail what we're going to be talking about today for our listeners.
Yeah, definitely. So silence, as we all know, can feel like failure. When the phone stops ringing, the leads dry up, the momentum stalls, it's easy to assume that something is broken or worse, that you are broken. But quiet seasons aren't evidence that it's over. They're invitations to dig deeper, refine your strategy, and fortify your belief. So, this episode, we're going to explore how to hold steady, stay proactive when the noise fades, the results slow, and the pressure mounts, because those who win in the business aren't just relentless when it's busy. They're relentless, especially whenever it's not. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, Athena. I bet, in all of your years in business, you probably have a story or two for us.
Oh my goodness. I wish I didn't. Because it's painful. But let me just say, listeners, first of all, thank you so much for being here. We are on season 6 and we are so excited. I really obviously want you to like and subscribe, not because I want to make money, but because you need to share this. I am telling you, I talk throughout the United States. People are hungry for knowledge. They're hungry for action things they can do to change their business. Please share this podcast. And I hope you're taking notes. If you're on the treadmill or in your car, I hope you save this so you can take some notes. So, of course, I want to get a story for you. And of course, this season, we're going to still have our facts and figures. We like to back it up with facts. I think that's important. And we're going to continue to have our action items, our rubber meets the road for you. But I want to get real with you. So this is about when it gets quiet, what do you do? And this is real time. I can go back in my 3 decades worth of experience and tell you multiple stories of this, but I'm going to tell you today what is happening. And I think most of you know I own, I'm a partner, I should say, I'm a partner in a home building company. And in that, I just feel like an owner. I feel the pressure of it. So as a partner. But in that, the market currently, and this is 2005, if you're listening to this, so this is 2005, the market's soft.
2025.
Oh, 2025. Athena doesn't even know what decade she's in. I need a nap.
I was like, wait, I need to stop.
25. 2025. Okay. Good thing
There
Jada's
you go.
here. See, that's why she does the facts and figures, you guys, not me. So, yes, 2025, real life. Here we go. So, here's what's going on. You guys know I have this consulting business, and this is really my passion and what I want to do in life. But what happened is the sales system that I created for the home building company that just kept the leads coming in. I mean, we built a system that was unstoppable. Now, I will tell you, just to be fully transparent, we did some things as a company on the production side that we really needed to fix that didn't help our reputation and hurt us a little bit. We have since fixed that, but I'm just being transparent. If you own a business, you know, if you have multiple parts of the business, sometimes one of them is not running right and you got to get in and fix it. So that is part of it. But here's the other piece of it. Um, Jada, help me on this. When did we start to see that we had about half the leads? About 18 months ago? Or
Gosh, if I'm thinking, our traffic started to slow around October of 23.
okay.
That's whenever our website traffic started to slow, but our leads, I feel like, were still pretty strong at that point. It was closer to, yeah, probably about 3 months after that, which would at this point be between 18 to 24 months ago.
Okay, perfect. So We started to see a huge decrease in web traffic. Our referral
Uh-uh.
traffic was maintaining us for a while, and then we started to see both traffic. So we do 50/50 business, really web traffic and referral traffic. Well, you guys, in 2025, we have half the leads. So we're
Mm,
talking half the web leads, half the referral leads. That is scary. I
mhm,
just want to tell you. When you're in an economy and you are responsible, so my responsibility in the home building business is to create leads and to ensure we have enough sales that we are sustainable as a company. Now, if you own a business or you are a sole proprietor, you know that pressure. If you don't understand that pressure, I'm almost glad for you. I have been in this kind of pressure for 3 decades, where it has been my responsibility to ensure that a company had revenue through sales and we had enough leads and we stayed competitive and stayed in front of the market. By the way, I'm just going to say, for those of you out there that are like, yeah, me too, you're a badass. Anyone who can go through industry after industry, stay in front of the market, and be responsible for the sales, lead generation, and leads and revenue for a company, you rock. That is not an easy job. Lot of pressure, a lot of pressure. Just saying. It's not a job I would hand out to just anyone. But so here's what happened. That is exactly what happened. So I had to jump back into the home building business with 2 feet and really kind of not pursue this business is hard for a minute because we had to get it doesn't I'm not gonna we can't reduce our expectations, Jada. We can't reduce what we need to produce in order to maintain our business. We have employees, good employees. We've built a good team. I don't want to have to lay people off. And I have trades that have stuck with us through crazy times and I don't want to tell them I don't have houses to build. So sorry, I can't employ you. You see the impact there. So it's not only it's my entire team, everyone on the team, not just sell. I mean, everyone that works for us. I wake up every day and think if I don't do it, they don't have jobs. Then I think of all the trades and all the 1099s. And if we don't do it. So you see that pressure. And so I'm like, okay, what in the what are we gonna do? And if you've been listening to this podcast for a hot minute, you know what we did. What we didn't do is sit back and say, well, I guess that's just that, right? You can't do that. You can't just sit back and say, well, the market is soft, interest rates aren't good, people are scared, political things, blah, blah, blah. No, you don't get to do that. You
well,
got to
I guess
make money.
you can if you wanna fail.
Yeah, well, you can't if you want to fail. That is a good recipe for failure. Don't do it. Don't do it. Now, what we did do, and this is where I'm going to tell you, leaders out there, this is where it is critical that you have an amazing team because you need a team that when crisis happens, when challenges emerge, you need a team that is willing to double down. A team that's not full of snowflakes, people who have grit, who have talent, who want to win, and who don't give up in the face of adversity. Very important to have those characteristics in your team. We are lucky enough, I'm blessed enough to have that. So I went into this with that. But that is, if you're a leader, that is critical. If you need to assess your team. And that's a whole nother, I think, Jada, our next whole thing is going to be about hiring because I'm
Oh.
helping so many companies right now with their hiring and how critical it is. And this is just one of those pieces. So you've got this. I was fortunate, so already had those people in place. But what did we do? We started double down. We knew we had this referral network. Now it was producing half the leads. Okay. So what we had to do is double down into those relationships. Yes, we had to go capture new leads, but we had to double down into those relationships. The other thing, and more importantly, for us that we have seen work even better is double downing in our database. And so what Jada was instrumental in doing is she came in and she started looking at marketing strategies just to our database in order to what she could do to convert and communicate and help and add value to our robust already database. And I am proud to say that momentum, that is what is sustaining us. I will say the referrals are still light. We are doing lots of strategies to change that. We are working at ways where we can educate, support, and give our referral partners what they need to be successful to help us. I mean, right? That's what we should be doing. And we are doing a number of strategies there. But where I really saw the fruit is this double downing in the database. Now, I want to talk a little bit through that because I know there's a lot of you out there that have big databases, and maybe you don't know what to do with them. Now, I'm going to say there's not enough time in this entire podcast to talk to you about what to do with all that. That's something I go over in depth with all of my coaching clients. But I will say this, you need to start looking at it, and you need to start figuring out, where am I not talking to them? What am I not doing? Is there a group of people I should be talking to? How do I cherry pick these people? What I mean, ask yourself. This is what they and I'm very thankful that Jada is, I mean, she's a high EQ and IQ, and she's creative. Um, and so thank God, because we had to sit down and there wasn't a book, right, Jada? I mean, there wasn't a book telling us what to do.
No.
We listened to Darren Hardy. We are listening. We are gathering information. We
Mhm.
reached out to experts. But really, Jada, it came down to you and I sitting down and just saying, okay, with everything we know, what do we do?
Yeah. I think I read more, like, business educational books in a 6-month period than I probably have accumulated, like, in my entire life, which I don't know what that says about me, but I mean, we were sponges just trying to
Oh,
soak up information and figure out creative new things to do.
mhm. And I think that is what I want you to do.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna say it's easy. Jada and I are not gonna lie to you. It's been excessively stressful 18 months.
Mhm.
And although we are sustaining in a difficult market, we are not thriving to the level we desire to be. And so we have not stopped. We
Mhm.
won't stop. So I'm not gonna play here that it was easy. We are pivoting, adjusting, evaluating, tracking at a level we never have that would make most people's head hurt, makes our head hurt. But here's the thing, I want you this is your strategy. You double down. You increase your learning. You try new things. You look at ways to win, and don't be afraid to fail. There have been things that Jada and I have done that we have failed. There was a decision I made to hire a company that I thought was gonna save me. Yeah, $70,000, they didn't save me. So $70,000, they gave us how many leads?
1, 2, maybe.
2
What,
leads,
like, less than, yeah, it
right.
was an
Mm-mm.
absurd amount of art for your ROI.
Yeah, not good
Wait,
ROI. That
yeah.
was my mistake, I'm just telling you. What I learned there is I wish I would have taken that $70,000, hired another person, and they just did the things that I teach. Can you imagine if they did my prospecting plan for
Mhm.
that? We would
Yeah,
have gotten so many more leads, but
yeah.
you live
Well,
and
and I
learn.
think too,
Huh?
Athena, just diving into that, like, we thought marketing was gonna be the end all be all to save our ship, and what we learned and what we hope that you guys hear on this side of things is it can't just be one asset from your, like, you have to do the prospecting, you have to do the marketing, you have to do the outreach. You can't just do one funnel because it really is all of the above that's gonna come together and help your business.
Absolutely, and especially in rough times. There are times where even I coach a huge international e-commerce business, and, the CEO and I, even though they are doing well, we talked to him that the better ROI for him was not additional marketing, but to get the right people on his team to double down in his current database to sell more options to the people that already are there and start getting referrals from those people. So you guys, your database is your gold mine. Your database is where it's at, and that's what you need to be doing. So when the world gets quiet, you double down in your database. And Jada's right. You've got to look at marketing. You've got to look at if you do advertising, what are you doing with advertising? And then what are you doing with prospecting? What are you doing in all three of those and attraction? You've got to be looking and thinking, what am I doing? And that is what we are currently doing. I would love to tell you that we're killing it. That's what I want to tell you. What I'm telling you is we're sustaining. Now, I have a lot of people say, Athena, in this market, for the niche market that you do, the fact that you're sustaining is phenomenal. Okay, that's great. But I'm not average. My team is not average. We don't want to sustain. We want to excel. And so we will not stop going deeper and figuring out what do we got to do, right? Um, I will tell you, I know personally by the end of this year, because Jada and I are going to go into an intensive education at the end of the year, really looking at, okay, what do we not know that we need to know? Who do we need to be listening to that we're not? I know that I'm taking Darren Hardy's business masterclass for, I don't know, the ninth time, right? And I'm bringing people with me that do marketing to make sure they understand too. So what
Mhm.
I'm saying is when it gets quiet, double down with your referral relationships, double down in your database, and double down in your education and your creativeness. This is what you do. This is how you do it. Okay. So, really important. I want you to understand that you don't have to be stuck, and the quiet doesn't mean anything about your success. And I want to end this story on this point. The last 18 months has not been fun. It has not been fun. It's been hard, a lot of stress. I wake up many days, understanding that the pressure of making sure that everybody in this company doesn't lose a job is on my shoulders. I am fully aware of that. And that this business is full is my responsibility to bring in enough revenue for this business. Yeah, I don't wake up with any stress any day. But if you're a leader, this is what we do. This is how we do it. But here's the thing that I love, and I do love this. When times get quiet, when times get tough, this is our opportunity to clean up, to fix our processes, to find our weaknesses, to get stronger, to be more efficient, to be more effective, to connect at a deeper level, to look at strategies we wouldn't have in a good market. It makes you better. Every and in life, adversity, if you face it head on, makes you better. You come out of it better. Our little home building business we have done so many things. When the market changes, because it's cyclical, it will, we will come out literally looking like a different company, much better, more efficient, more focused, a better team, better systems with more knowledge than we would have ever had we not gone through it. So I want you guys to realize that. Sit back and be excited about it. I'm not saying it's easy or not stressful. I'm saying get excited about it and get excited about figuring out ways to double down, get into the trenches and figure it out. You could learn so much, so much. I know Jada and I are learning a lot. And I will say one of the things that we have learned that's been a little disappointing, but it's a good lesson is no one is your savior for your business but you. No one's your savior for your business but you. So you can hire as many companies to come in and try to help you, but you cannot sit back and say, okay, they got it.
Mhm.
I learned that lesson hard. And I just want to share that with you guys. So I hope you guys are feeling empowered by this because we are boots on the ground. Yes, I have lots of experience. Yes, I help other companies. But in the middle of that, Jada and I are boots on the ground, grinding it out just like you do and figuring it out, staying in front of it. And I think that's part of why we want to continue to share this podcast
Yeah.
because this is not a book we've read. This is, oh my gosh, we got gray hair. I don't know. Jada probably doesn't have gray hair.
No, I have a patch of gray. My hairstylist let me know that when I told her I didn't have any
If
grays.
It's all my fault, all my fault. But you're handling it like a champ, especially with becoming a new mom in all of this. So anyway, again,
Well, thank you.
I'm very fortunate to have the right team around me that can handle that kind of, pressure and rise to the call of the pressure. And so as a leader, that's important. But Jada, I know we've got some facts and figures before I give them some rubber meets the road. What are
Always.
they?
Yeah, so, this first one might just, blow your socks off, so I hope you're sitting down.
Okay.
Research indicates that during economic downturns, companies that maintained or increased marketing and prospecting saw, get ready for this, a 256% higher sales than those who cut back.
Okay. What does that say? Can I have just I have to say this.
Yeah, please.
Leaders, when times get tough, a lot of people are like, I'm gonna cut my sales staff and my marketing budget. Don't do it. That's when you double down in your marketing budget. That's when you double down in your sales department.
Mhm,
If you got to cut somewhere, I get it. I've had to lay people off. I understand layoffs. But you look at things that other people can absorb that are not out there generating revenue.
mhm.
I think that's really important, you guys, as we look at making cuts. You have to look at what are the revenue things that are generating revenue. Don't cut those things. Wow, 256%.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, honestly,
Wow.
I was floored by that. And really, what I took away is kind of like you said, Athena, whenever business is slow, the instinct is naturally to pull back. But those who are going to stay visible and active often are the ones that are going to come out ahead. And
Yeah.
man, that one was just mind
Wow.
boggling.
Well, I'm glad we're doing well then. We're doing it.
We are doing it. The second one is a Harvard Business Review study, and they found that momentum is emotional and neurological. The brain thrives on small wins. When those stop, motivation dips, but staying consistent throughout the lull is going to trigger dopamine over time, reinforcing habit and emotional resilience. So
Mm.
keep going. Your brain starts to reward you for that consistency even before your results are coming.
Oh, good. We need that. I mean, that's the thing. I think that's really important. I always say don't let your emotions rule your business, but
Mm.
we do need to get excited about wins. So, you need to in these downtimes celebrate more than not.
Yeah, definitely. And then there's one more, and it's the research. It found that one of the top predictors of long term entrepreneurial success is grit. So that's defined as passion and perseverance for long term goals. The quiet weeds out of those who lack guilt. If you're still standing when others have stopped, then that's whenever you're already winning.
Hmm. And that's so important, you guys. It's just not giving up.
Uh-huh.
I'm entrepreneurial business ownership, leadership, is not for the meek. It's not for people who get their feelings hurt often. It is for people who have grit. It is for people who are willing to put in the fight and keep going no matter how difficult it is. It's worth it too, by the way.
Hmm.
I've never gone through anything in my life that was difficult that I chose to keep fighting that I ever ended up regretting.
Mm.
So, just something to think about if you're on that border. But I want to give you guys some practical tips. We like to do that. And I will say there's so much more, Jada, and this one topic about going deep in your database could be a whole 10-part series. It's a lot of what we teach. It'll also be in our new book, Jada, that is coming
Yeah.
out. So,
Stay
um,
tuned.
I know. You guys, the book. Oh my gosh, we're excited about the book, and we'll be talking about the book lots and lots because it's taken me almost 6 years to write it.
Hey, it'll be
Um,
worth a read though. I mean, I read it. It's
Good.
it's a good one.
It's gonna be great. And
Uh-huh.
I'm not just saying that, it's a resource. It can change lives if people will read it. But these so we go deeper in the book, so you guys will be excited about that. One of the things I guess, Jada, we might wanna do, we should
Yeah.
start making a link for people who wanna sign up to get the book first, because I know the first copies will be a lot less expensive.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I'll add that to the show notes.
Yes, because you guys, you're not going to want to miss this opportunity to be one of the first people to get the books. I guarantee you will come up with something fun. They'll be less expensive for the first people. All of the fun things, and I'm serious. It's going to be worth your money. All right. So rubber meets the road here, though. Number one thing, how do you thrive when it's quiet? Audit your efforts, not your results. This is really important. Okay. What you want to do is look at we call them a scoreboard, weird things that we're tracking. You got to track the things that you actually have control over. So, for example, how many referral partners are you talking to a week? And how many are you converting? You need to know the conversion ratios because then you need to know if the conversation needs to change. But what you want to track is how many people am I talking to? How many people within my database am I talking to a week? How many events am I going to? You want to track the things you physically do, activities you do, because the activities you do are the things you can control. Okay. Now, if you're only looking at the dollars, you'd have to track the dollars. You're only looking at the dollars, then you don't, you're not going to see all you're gonna see is result. And result, I know this, it's not all that exciting. It's more exciting. It goes back to the science, looking at, hey, I called 10 people this week. I did this, and then the result came. That tells your brain, if I do this, I get this. When you get that connection, it gives you the motivation to do those behaviors. I have a coaching client of mine I adore, and he has a formula. He knows how many people in his database every single week he has to touch. He's got 5 things that he has to do every single week, and if he does them, then he is on track this year so far to beat a goal that he has never achieved. And he knows, if I do these things, I'll beat my goal. If I
Mm,
don't do these, I won't. You see the difference there? So he's in control. In a down market, by the way, I'm coaching him right now. 2 of my coaching clients in the real estate industry they're both beating goals they've had for years in a down market because they're tracking their behaviors. They're focused. They know their priorities. You guys, come on. We don't have to be um, influenced by the market. Anyway, I'm proud of both of them. All right, number 2, connect with your past clients and your referral partners. Get out there. Make a list of your top 25, top 50 people. Go be intentional with them. Go have a relationship with them. Go figure out how you can help them in in anything. How can you add value to them? Don't pitch them. Don't sell them. Have a relationship with them. Okay? That's what we're talking about. Go out there, break bread with them, have coffee with them, communicate with them. Um, Kyle Draper would tell us, send them a video, you know? Whatever you're gonna do, reconnect. Reconnect. Number 3, create a 30-day consistent challenge. Okay. So ask yourself, okay, for 30 days, you can do anything for 30 days, you guys. For 30 days, I'm going to make this many calls to this group. I'm going to make this many calls to my referral partners. I'm going to I'm going to spend this many hours coming up with creative ways to reconnect with my database. Put that into a little note, right? Put it on your computer and say, for 30 days, I'm going to make sure I do these behaviors. Funny enough, if you do it, it will work. It will work. And then you'll be shocked. You'll be like, wow, I really do have the ability to have some control over what is going on in my business. And every time you succeed in doing the behaviors you said you were going to do, you're going to feel good about yourself, right? So think about that. And you want to keep that momentum going because it helps that motivation. All right, number 4, replace consumption with creation. So I got to tell you, stop watching the news. Stop listening to people who tell you things. Stop listening to your friends who are like, well, the market's just bad, so I'm not doing well. Stop listening to that. Okay. This is the time to trade the noise that is unproductive for productive things. Listen to Darren Daly. Listen to leadership books. Listen to blogs. Listen to things that get you inspired or help you be creative, and then do something with them. Okay. So this is the time to get educated. Jada and I have already been doing this. I'll tell you, we're going to double down next quarter. And that is going to be one of our big focuses because she and I are tired of people telling us they're gonna save our business and they are not, so we're gonna tell people how they save our business. So we're gonna get educated and figure it out. So I want you guys to do the same, like, take this time and get creative. And by the way, that part's fun, okay? And don't remember progress over perfection. You're gonna do some things that you laugh. Jada and I we were so proud of ourselves. We hired a consultant who we love, and we had them do this whole big email campaign thing, and we're so proud of ourselves. And then, we continue to get educated, and then Jada was reviewing them because that's what she does. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, you guys, we missed a critical component on all of these."
And it was, like, so comical, I just have to tell our audience, so we were tracking, click rates because we wanna see if people are converting from an email, and the click rates, man, they sucked, and so after some time, we gave it enough time, gave it enough people to cycle through as you typically wanna do for an email campaign, and then we finally went in and I was reviewing them, and I was like, "You know why these click rates suck? Because we have nothing in the emails for people to click on." Which is crazy. We had, in maybe 25 emails, we had probably 3 that had a link to click on, and so it was one of those, I was like, "Why was I tracking click rate if that wasn't the goal of the email?" The goal of the emails were to get a reply, but ultimately, we ended up adjusting them, but it's just one of those things, you don't know till you know, and that's something that yeah, I mean, we've just been talking about this whole episode, just making sure that you are educating yourself
And you know what?
and
Laugh about it.
reevaluating. Yep.
My partner Tim and I and you had that meeting, and we were all like, "Well, okay." And look at those opportunities, you guys. Don't look at those as failures. Look at them as like, "Okay, well, we have something to fix."
Yep,
Right?
absolutely.
Really laugh at yourself, learn, and understand it's an opportunity. That's really important. And m- momentum creates momentum. If you're
Mhm,
not doing something, you won't learn what you're not doing. That's, I mean, people, I want you to do something.
mhm.
Even if it doesn't work, you'll learn something. And so that's what we're talking about. Keep moving, no matter what's going on in the market. Keep moving. Keep being um, engaged and interested. The last thing I want to tell you guys, and this is double down in your skills. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is this is the time to kind of sit back and say, where have I gotten lazy in my sales pitch? Where have I gotten lazy in my conversations with my leads? Where have I gotten complacent? Where have I gotten comfortable? And what needs to change? Okay. Um, that happens. If you're coming out, we had a very successful sales team that ran well for a long time. And then it didn't. The market hit, and because of some reputation things hit. And so there was a lot of things that when we had to look back at our skills that we said, "You know what? We've gotten complacent. We have gotten lazy. We have gotten comfortable." And we had to start shifting that up. That's okay. This is a beautiful time to do that. And again, as leaders, don't be mad at your team because if they're doing anything like that, it's your fault. Can I just say that? Jada not putting those clicks in there, that's my fault. I should have known, right? My team getting complacent and lazy, my fault. As a leader, our job is to make sure that they are always pushing the boundaries no matter what is going on, good times or bad times. So I really want you guys to hear that. Now, if you're out there and you're like, well, I'm an employee, be the stellar employee. Be the employee that is acting like a leader. You'll get promoted, things will happen, and you'll feel better about your life. But get in there and figure out what your skill set is. I know I'm going this week an oil and gas company that has always been successful, always. Hey, the market's a little tough for them too. And so that is what we're doing. We're figuring out how do we, what is our skill? What is our system? What do we got to say? How do we double down in our database? You guys, this is not rocket science. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, it still applies. Okay, so everything I just told you literally could change your business and set you up to be market proof. I really hope you wrote it down because I want you to learn from the very difficult challenges Jada and I have faced in the last 18 months and are still facing, frankly. But So, wrapping it all up, you guys, just go out and start one thing. Okay. Start one thing that we talked about. We gave you a lot of information. Start one thing. Go talk to somebody, get a referral, get a lead, track your behaviors. Because frankly, you got it in you. You're smarter than you think. You're more capable than you know. And I promise you, you can win no matter how stuck you feel. You don't have to stay stuck. And we'll be here to help you. But Jada, where do we go from here?
That's a great question. Well, first, we just want to welcome you all back to season 6. We're so excited that you're here. And like the last few seasons, we do have a season 6 resource guide. It's going to have goodies from the entire season. So we are on, episode 1. We've got 9 more ahead of us. So if you get in and download it now, you're going to get a sneak peek, some extra resources for in that resource guide. So go ahead, download it. We'll make sure that's in the show notes below, as well as a form that you can join our book launch list, because we would love for you to get in on ground zero, get the book at a lower cost, because like Athena said, and I know we may sound a little biased, but truly we mean it from the heart. It is a book filled with resources, and there's going to be additional resources outside the book that you can get for free too. So, we just want you there. We want you to sign up. So, we will get that they will get the form into the show notes as well. But otherwise, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can join us next week as Athena brings some real talk and real strategies. And we have a special guest. You'll have to show up next week to find out who it is.
Yay! Thank
See
you
you
guys
then.
for being here.